What's up, everybody? It's your girl Nita, your favorite diva, and I'm back for another Power Book 2 Ghost. This is season 2, episode 8, drug related. This is your review and your recap. If you're new to the channel, welcome, welcome, welcome. If you are interested in all things power, make sure you hit the playlist, check out some of my other videos, and make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and let the diva know you stopped by. Also, too, I wanted to let you know that I'm on Lamont Tyson's YouTube channel where we are on a live panel with myself, Muchilla Shy, J Moore Reviews, and Lamont discussing and breaking down all things about the newest episode of Power. That is Monday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Check us out. You know the drill. This is used under fair use copyright law. Also, take a moment to follow me on my social media. It's right there. All right, so without further ado, let's get into it. First of all, I just want to say status report for this episode 208 drug related is definitely turn up. It's definitely a far cry better than what it was last week. So I'm going to give its props on that. All right, the episode starts out with Tariq's day in court. He is in court. They are doing their opening statements. Jenny is going there. She's going in. She's talking about him all bad and everything. In this opening statement, Jenny mentions that she has some kind of recorded evidence that shows motive for Tariq to do this heinous crime. Objection, Your Honor. They go up to the bench. You already know Davis is all over it. The judge is like, what is the meaning of this? You know we don't operate like that. Give him the recording. Under no circumstances should Tariq hear it, but they are supposed to have it in discovery and they're supposed to prepare a defense. We reconvene tomorrow morning. I'm telling you, Ghost is not dead. I don't care what y'all say. Ghost is not dead. You is not making all these types of moves beyond the grave, nigga. You've been dead for like 2 years now. Like, come the fuck on. Like, no. So anyway, the trust attorney, the children's attorney, is saying that, it's good that Yaz has found a family that wants to adopt her. And James has all this stuff in place that he wants her to be adopted, her last name changed, and her to go on about her life and the records to be sealed. And, I just kind of I call bullshit. It don't even make sense. Cash rules everything around me. Queen, get the money. Dollar bill, yo. That's all I hear whenever Davis is asking for his money. That is all I hear. So anyway, Davis like, payday is tomorrow. TikTok nigga ordered a public defender will be getting you 25 to life. So the three musketeers have formed together, knowing their roles. They're trying to get some more product. They're scrambling, trying to get product. So Trace gives Braden this connect. While Braden was getting ready to hand over all this money for this product and don't even know what it's about, Effie leans in, tastes it, and she said it's stepped on. So old boy is, Braden is mad. Old boy is pissed. He was like, tell Trace I ain't fucking with him no more. The door's closed. And Effie and Braden got to go back to the drawing boards to figure out what the hell is going on and what's next. I know I call her Dirty Diana, but we're going to call her Detective Diana in this particular case. Her and Monet are kind of like going at it. It's still kind of, it's still kind of tense between them. And basically, she was like, where's everybody? What kind of moves are they making and stuff like that? And so she was like, this is not good. You got to be able to figure out what they are doing so we can understand what is being played. Then Monet gets a call and she's saying that she's being blown up. And Detective Diana was like, who is that? And she's like, if you must know, it's Zeke's agent. She was like, I got to get it. So she goes in, and of course it's Mecca. Mecca's on the other line talking about, we need to talk, Nene. Let's talk. He's sitting up here looking at something. It's an engagement ring. It looks as if to me. And All the while, Detective Diana is sitting there listening at the door. Then we get the other nosy kid, the nosy other step kid, Kane, coming in, walking in the door while Mecca was talking to Monet, but he calls her Nene. And Kane is just like kind of peeping game or whatever, and I think he understood what was going on. That's where he keeps his stuff at. And so Mecca tells him, he points to him and tells him get his ass up out of here. And Monet was like, "You don't know who I am anymore. I'm not that little girl no more." Monet is basically saying, like, we can't do this no more. Like, stop calling me like this. Child, so Detective Diana goes into beast mode. That bitch act like she was with the FBI. She looking through all her boxes and she finds a Bible from a hospital in Delaware. She finds a baby picture in there and it says Ezekiel Cross. And she calls the hospital trying to get information, and she get on her Detective Diana. And she figures out all the pieces to the puzzle. Finally, Lauren talks to her parents, have them come up there to advocate on Lauren's behalf. She's gotten in way too deep. And Jenny is like, she doesn't feel confident about it, but she said she has to do what she has to do. We'll get some protective measures involved. And basically, Lauren's mom is just like, she took a little dig and a little shot at the school and Tariq and all this other stuff, and saying that Malcolm warned them about him. The three musketeers get together again. They're trying to brainstorm about plan B. Tariq has an idea. He said, we got to get the Tejadas involved, and I don't know if that's going to be the best idea, but we ain't got no choice. So the plan is this heist. We're going to rob the Connect. So he goes and he calls Monet. He was like, look, we need to meet up. Kane is like, fuck Tariq. She said, yeah, it's fuck Tariq, but guess what? We need Tariq. So she explains that, we need to tuck our tail and we need to go meet up with him, figure out this plan and see what he's talking about. So they get together. They're all in this little backspace, in this thing. Tariq pays the girl off and they go back there and meet. And they was like, you got the whole Brady Bunch, you the boy, everybody in the family here? He was like, yes, everybody has certain roles. We need to do this. Then Kane said we need product and money. So I think we can take it up another notch because he saw where Mecca keeps his stuff. So then he tells him we're going to need somebody else. We're going to need Drew. So they go to ask Drew. Drew like, hell no. Kane said, I'm going to let you go ahead and get your rocks off with Lil Guap, let's do this. And then so now he says yes. They established that everybody need alibis. So they wanted Diana to be with Tariq, Monet to be with Lorenzo. And so everybody has their part to play and everybody just going to do what they got to do. So Jenny had to hand over this wire evidence. Meth is like, Davis McLean, he's like, I got it. He was like, but it'll be unethical for me to let you see it. And he told him, if you press the space bar and you listen to it, you can be, damaging the reputation of my firm. And then he didn't get it. I was like, you didn't get it? Like, how did you not get it? Like, it took him a second to say, he was like, well, why are you going to leave me here? And he was like, I'll be right back. I was like, oof, boy. After he listens to it, he leaves. Saxe runs his ass behind Tariq, dropping all the dimes, nickels, and quarters, putting his foot in his whole entire mouth, talking about Carrie did this and Lauren did that and all this other stuff. And he just like messing up the whole story. And Tariq don't want to hear it. He don't want to hear it. He's trying to get away from him. He was like, I can't stay away from them because I have a class with them. So it was just like a no all the way around. This awkward as hell sex, man, hang it up flat screen. This boy, he was like, I don't know if he couldn't get it up. I don't know if it wasn't hitting right, like he was in the wrong hole. I don't know what the hell was going on. But I'm like, how the hell do you fuck up missionary position? Anyway, when all else fails, he tries to kiss her. And she's like, we don't be intimate like that. We just like, cuddy buddy. So, that upset her. She sits the hell up. Then she started going off on him, making him sit the hell up. And then she started asking him all these questions because they're trying to, they're on opposite sides of the fence. And they was like, this is unethical. So she got mad. And then he's blurting out stuff talking about he must have uh let some things out the bag. And she saying that did he hear the tape? Did he hear? She's mainly concerned with Lauren's safety. And so she's like, if she's been compromised, like, I need to know. And he refuses to tell her. So she makes it up in her mind that that's a yes. And so she puts his ass out. Get the hell out. Meanwhile, across town, we're at the classroom. Truth is written on the chalkboard. So that's what they're going to be discussing. They're going to be discussing lies, truths, half truths, and all the like. Jenny finally calls Carrie, gets her, and lets her know that there is something wrong. Where's Lauren? So we think that Tariq has seen the tape. So she runs out the classroom. Tariq runs behind her and leaves as well. And he confronts her in Lauren's room. And listen, when he confronts her, he basically said that, I thought you're looking out for the students' well-being. It doesn't look like that's what you're doing. He basically said, you take the stand. Don't let Lauren do it. You do it. And he must have convinced her because that's what she does. We got Detective Diana and Monet again. Monet and Lorenzo are talking. They're getting ready to like make some plans and go somewhere. Diana peeps it. Monet asked her where she going. She said she's going to Zeke's game. And so, this is kind of like that awkward exchange. You tell that there's still some tension there. And so she leaves. Then Monet goes up to Diana's room and do the same thing that Diana did to her room, looking through things and trying to find things. And what she comes across is some condoms in her pocketbook. Okay, so Carrie convinces Jenny to allow her to take the stand in Lauren's place. Legally, in a court of law, just like you're not supposed to bring evidence that wasn't shown to the parties, both parties, you're not able to do that with people that you're putting on the stand as well. But because Davis is prepared, Jenny cross-examines. Davis does not object, and he goes up there and tears her ass to shreds. You hear me? I mean, he talked about her so bad, he obliterated her. He told how many pins she done had up in him, how many bones, how many people she been dealing with. Girl, her eyes were so glossy, she had to admit to everything. She even had to admit to Zeke. And Diana was in there and she was like she could not believe it. And Davis wore her ass out on that stand, and you could have bought that bitch for a penny. Meanwhile, Lorenzo and Monet go to Coney Island. They're talking, they're rekindling, they're trying to get on the same page, the same wavelength. They're really reconnecting in a sense to me. And he's like, what you want to do? And, I think she admitted that it was too much power taken away from her too fast. But now she's, adjusting and getting back on board. And so, yeah. While they're doing that, shit is about to go down. Mecca Kane and Chef are in the apartment. Then somehow, some way, we get a power outage. Chef told Kane to get it after Mecca told Chef to get it. And he was like, I didn't ask motherfucking Kane. So he walking around with a wild hair up his ass because Monet done shut his ass down. So Effie is the one who did the power outage. Then at the hangar, the GTG boys to go hit the hangar, get the product, and get on out of there. But they have heavy artillery, and One of them was able to make it out, but Mecca already knew what was going down, and Mecca is sitting up there like, "Come on, let's go, let's get the straps, let's go." And then Kane leaves out of the door, and he leaves the door unlocked for Drew. Meanwhile, Lil Guap, Drew, Effie, and Braden are sitting in the truck waiting for Mecca to leave, Mecca and Kane to leave so they can go in and do what they need to do. So then once they leave, Braden goes in there and he's talking to the man, distracting him so that Drew, Diana, and Lil Guap can go in. Effie has her game plan. She already turned off the lights, so she gets the security girl. Then Drew and Lil Guap was walking up the stairs, and they were he was kind of making niceties because he already said that he knows Drew feel away, so he's trying to make it whole, so he can give him some money and give him some grills or something. And Drew ain't buying it. Drew is not buying it. So by the time they get to the hangar, they see dead bodies all over the place, all over. So they're trying to figure out what's gone, what's missing, what all is happening. Then we get Drew and Lil Guap in the hallway, and Drew pulls out the gun on him. And then instead of just shooting him, he's sitting up there talking and all of this stuff. You know how people got to make a big scene before they kill somebody. Why they do it anyway, I don't know. It's whatever. They wanted to give it a little bit more attention, because I noticed that when they started fussing and tussling, my friend was like, Drew gonna die. And so I knew he wasn't, but you know what I'm saying, it creates tension. Meanwhile, Kane fakes a phone call from Diana, and he's trying to make it seem like it's from Mecca. While Drew gets into the house, he finds the location of the stuff, he finds the ring, then he hears a noise. Chef has come back to the penthouse, and he is in there. Drew panics, he comes out of there, he texts Kane and tell him that somebody's in here. Kane immediately runs from the hangar and goes to the thing to try to distract Chef. He come running in there, busting in there, because busting in there trying to save Drew, because he know that him and Chef are going to come at the same time at the same place, because he's going there for guns, and that's where Drew was at. So he distracted him, let Drew get out behind him, and Drew gets in the car and he's telling Braden to drive, damn it. And so he finally takes off and drive. Effie looks down and sees the ring, and she's like, whoa. Tariq brings Davis the ring and said, I need this to make you whole. And he said, so there's some discretion with this? He said, yes, the utmost discretion. He said, whoever this was intended for, they sure gonna be mad. And he was like, they gonna be all right. And goddamn news, Diana woke up and she chose motherfucking violence.
No, shut the fuck up and stop telling me what to do. Mom's been staging her exit for weeks. From the game and from you, Poppy.
What is she saying, Mom?
Bitch, you got some fucking nerve accusing me when you've been sitting up here lying in my face the whole fucking time.
I'm lying?
Pretending to go to Zeke's game when I know you went to Tariq's trial, just like I know you was fucking him, and that's why your ass ran up there like a fucking groupie.
I knew you was gonna let that nigga hit. Tariq? We raised you better than that, Diana.
I'm not the only one fucking somebody I ain't supposed to, Ma. How about the fact that you fucking some dude named Dante?
She's fucking lying.
Now, baby, I couldn't put too much more in there because I didn't want the copyright block. But I got it down to like 23, 27 seconds. So hopefully it can stay in there. However, Diana did not come to play with none of you hoes today. She was ready for war. She got her pussy lips out because Poppy is home. She is taking a stand for everything. And she knows under the guise of her father, she is going to be protected. So she went the fuck off on everybody, because once Monet turned it around on her, she had to deflect on everybody. She threw everybody under the bus. Then everybody started throwing everybody underneath the bus. It was a fucking mess. You hear me? That shit was good. It was good. That was like one of the best scenes I done seen in a long time, bitch. When I tell you that bitch slapped that motherfucking birth certificate down like it was a motherfucking big joker in a space game, baby.
if you want to. It's not a good day. Okay? Now back to that one. Steak in the table.
Baby, that shit reminded me of Why Did I Get Married? That table scene was motherfucking epic. You hear me? That was the shit. That's exactly what was going on up in there. They was in that motherfucker going at it. Then Lorenzo tell Monet to leave. She leaves. And she's driving in the car and she's trying to get Zeke on the phone, but Zeke won't pick up the phone. So she's panicking. Meanwhile, back over with Mecca, they are finishing up the GTG guys. Then he said, I gotta get the mold. So then he sliced Chef's neck. Kane is just looking at him like, what the fuck? He said, you know, he the inside guy, so he had to get dealt with. And Kane walked away like he got away with something. But baby, the way Mecca looked back at him, I don't think so. Alright, you guys, it's going to be a trigger warning on Carrie's demise. Carrie is sitting at her house. She gets a text from Dean Wong. Can you come in a little early tomorrow? She gets a knock on the door. It's Monet. She tells Monet tells her that she's blown up her whole life and everything. And then she was like, I definitely can understand. Then she kind of went back and forth with her a little bit, but not hostile. But she was just like, if you're still here, he won't never come back to me. And then next thing you know, Zeke comes and the door is slightly ajar and Carrie is hanging from the ceiling, apparently by suicide. Here we go again with Reek telling his truth to Effie. He asked Brayden, can we get a minute? He leaves. Then he implies for them to light a candle. I was like, what the fuck was that? But anyway, he tells Effie his truth, and Effie tells him that he doesn't need to be with Lauren. He shouldn't be with Lauren because Lauren, you have to be a whole different person with her. You're not your authentic self. So she didn't like Lauren for him. And so she gave him a kiss, and then next thing you know, he got another body. All right, y'all. Now it's time for some real talk. I give this episode a 8.5, 9. It was really, really good. I mean, it's not the best thing in entertainment television as far as the turn up moments. It really turned up very well. I think they kind of oversold the big death. I don't believe that was a big death. None of those were big deaths for me. But at the end of the day, I like the direction that they did between when the heist took place, how they was cutting the scenes between all the different key players and stuff like that. I appreciated the direction in that. And then also too, the table scene for me. It's the table scene for me. Iconic. Loved every minute of it. It was perfect. So that concludes the Divas review recap of Drug Related. This is 208 Power Book 2 Ghost. I hope you enjoyed the review. Let me know down in the comments what you enjoyed about it. Did that remind you of the iconic Why Did I Get Married scene, epic scene at the dinner table? Let me know in the comments down below. Don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Share my videos, and make sure you catch me back here next time.